I am like barely clinging on to coherence when I'm completely sober, so it'll be interesting to see how this video turns out. Hello everyone, my name is Gotta Mean Spicy. Today, we have something to celebrate, my friends. I just passed 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. But all good things in life come with a caveat. As a great man once said, with great power comes great responsibilitrance.
With great power comes great responsibilitrance.
I made a promise in one of my last videos that if I ever hit this milestone, I would make a video where I would sit down and read hate comments with you guys. Now, I love watching videos where creators read hate comments, and whenever I watched those videos, I used to always tell myself, if I ever got hate comments, I would just ignore them, you know? But now that I'm privileged enough to be in this position and actually get hate comments, I've realized one thing. I am way too petty for that. Forgive and forget? No. Hold grudges and stay bitter. That's my motto. Most of these comments are from the video Indian characters from the 2000s. I'm assuming that's because that video is the one with the most views. And to make things a little interesting, I will be enjoying some adult libations as I do this. It is, after all, a special occasion, so I had to break out the good stuff. That's right. Pink Whitney shots. Stay classy, America. And I will be having that with some cran mango juice and just a little bit of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
Grab your drink, whatever you have with you works, alcoholic or otherwise, and please join me in a toast. Cheers. That's actually not bad at all. That's really good. Okay, Mama's gonna have fun tonight. Just a quick moment of seriousness before I get completely and utterly shit-faced. I am shocked by the success of these videos. I am genuinely taken aback that people actually care about my opinion on these things. All the people that are going out of their way to leave such sweet and supportive comments, all the people saying stuff like, I had no idea this was even a problem until you pointed it out. All the Indian people in the comments telling me thank you for making this video. Like, words are not enough to describe how grateful I am for this. It feels so good to have people finally listen to you and finally hear what you have to say. When you scream into the void long enough, the void screams back. Thank you. Thank you for letting me get to this point. It means the world to me. Who cares? No, we don't, and I don't care. Piss off. It's not that deep. Laughing my ass off. Well, it may not be that deep to you, Frankie Muniz, but it is that deep to me. 2020's behavior, you people ruin everything good. I feel like when the phrase you people is utilized, that is a sign that somebody is using every fiber of restraint in their being to keep from using a racial slur. Ugh. If you get offended by Apu, you have a problem, Lamau. He's literally supposed to be for a comedy show, not accuracy. Sorry, but as a Simpsons fan, your guys' feelings should not dictate how the show is made. Air out your grievances and leave it at that. So let me get this straight. You are allowed to have Indian characters in your cartoons. You are allowed to portray them however you want to portray them. You are allowed to hire whoever you want to voice these characters. And when Indian people have something to say about it, we need to sit down and shut up. Liking the culture but not liking the people. I feel like there's a word for that. Am I wrong? I only got to the 6-minute mark. Well, if you're not even gonna finish watching my video, I'm not gonna finish reading your comment. Wait, people are still complaining about Gandhi and Apu? Aparentemente sí! Bruh, not me getting roasted in 2 different languages. This guy, who left the comment in Spanish, I noticed that he was replying to several other people as well, all people who also disagreed with me. You know what? I think this calls for a shot. This is for you, my friend. May you one day find something better to do with your life than be a troll on the internet. Arriba, abajo, al centro, pa dentro! Oh, God. Okay. Why do I feel like this video is gonna descend into chaos? All of you are gonna find out that I'm a lightweight. Wah wah, this rep is bad. Look at them in real life. Act even worse. Every time. This is the only comment I've ever received that's in the format of a 4chan post, and it happens to be a racist comment. Now that checks out. Least racist 4chan user be like, only an American completely separated from Desi culture would think an Indian accent is something to be ashamed of. When did I ever say that? Your hate for Chirag is so sad. You obviously have trauma. Do you see actual Indians with an accent and shame them? Find me one instance where I was making fun of an Indian person's natural and completely normal accent. My problem is when Indian people are being forced to put on fake, exaggerated, stereotypical accents for the sake of a cheap laugh. I also like the use of your phrase, actual Indian. Are you implying that I'm not actually Indian? Chirag Gupta being her Roman Empire is so silly to me. Okay, please, enlighten me. Teach me how to have more sophisticated interests. Dilf lover. Oh, great. Someone getting offended over cartoons. Give me a break. Bruh, you clicked on the video. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. You knew what this video was going to be. It's not rocket science. You want me to give you a break? How about you give yourself a break? Go outside, touch some grass. Today is St. Patty's. Thank God I'm not as sensitive as you, otherwise I might get offended by all the stereotypes being shoved down people's throats today. Or I could just do what I always do and let people enjoy the culture, poke a little fun at it, then we all have a green beer, a shot of good Irish whiskey, and some corned beef with cabbage. Oh, and also nobody but us can use the word ginger anymore to refer to people with reddish hair or pale skin, especially not ginger with a hard R at the end. That makes it even worse somehow. What is the point you are trying to make? Are you trying to say that you're defying woke culture by celebrating St. Patrick's Day? Buddy, I've got news for you. St. Patrick's Day is the whitest holiday in existence. You're not proving anything to anybody. And the whole thing about the ginger with the hard R, are you really comparing ginger to the N-word? To quote the late, great John Mulaney, I don't know why I said that. He's alive and well. I don't know why I said that. If you are comparing the badness of two words and you won't even say one of them, that is the worst word. In conclusion, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody watching this who is Irish or of Irish descent, except the guy who wrote this comment. People laugh at Russians and Germans the same way. How is this different? I understand that there is systemic oppression of marginalized groups. Oh, good job. You answered your own question. Oh my God. Okay. It's racist for a white actor to fake an Indian accent and voice an Indian character on TV. This is what shits me off with these discussions, is that the points are always the stupidest, dumbest shit in existence. If you really want me to see your side of things, do you think this is the way to do it? Do you think talking to me like this is gonna get me to want to listen to you? I went to this person's channel, and every video on their channel was of a literal child. I'm talking prepubescent boy. Assuming that this person is at least a teenager right now, I advise that you stay in school, learn how to talk to another human being with respect, and stop writing me essays when you should be writing your English teacher essays. You have a paper due at 11:59, young man. So this person is referencing a video by Hot Diggity Demon, which was recommended to me by several other people as well. People were asking me to watch this video where this guy discusses Apu from The Simpsons and defends him. I did watch this video, not because these people told me to, but because I watched it when it first came out. It was a great video. I really, really liked all the points he made, and he was very kind and very respectful, and it's a great video. But respectfully, that's his opinion, and this is my opinion. I just think it's kind of funny that people are showing up to my comment section and saying, listen, I know you're Indian, and I know you're stating your opinion on all these Indian characters, but why don't you go listen to what this white guy has to say? He says it's so much better than you. Voice actors are just that, actors who lend their voice. They don't need to belong to the race of the character they are voicing. Saying that an Indian character or any other ethnicity must be voiced by an actor who matches with them is actually racist. I don't want to say anything mean to these people because you don't know who's writing this, you know? Like, this could be written by a literal child, as was the previous comment that I discussed. This could be somebody who's having a really bad day. This could be someone whose first language isn't English, so perhaps they aren't conveying exactly what it is they're trying to say. Putting all of that aside for a second, assuming that this person is a full-grown adult having a great day and they meant exactly what they said. Are you out of your mind? You are telling me that it's racist for me to want an Indian character to be voiced by an Indian person? When did asking for the bare minimum become racist? You should I'm gonna put the drink down, okay? You should try expanding your media literacy to all the characters and the thing you're absorbing. Beat for beat, all of the things you were critiquing were comedies. Comedies. Comedy. Stop. Comedies, if you don't know. Comedies, if you don't know. I just know this man pushed up his glasses and cracked his knuckles before typing this. Perhaps the most offensive thing to me in this entire comment is that he called me a late-stage millennial. I'm not that old, am I? When it comes to voice acting, I think it's absolutely absurd that it has been limited to matching a character's race to that of the person voicing said character. Blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? Do you see how ridiculous it is to say that a non-Indian voice actor is racist for voicing an Indian character? You know what? I will not be told what is and isn't ridiculous by somebody who posts thirst traps of the female characters from Grand Theft Auto. You know what it is? You know why I think I got so much flack in that first video I posted? It's because I used the word racist. You know, I didn't even state my full opinion about the removal of Apu from The Simpsons in that video. When it was first announced that Apu would be removed from The Simpsons, God honest truth, I did not agree with that decision. I personally did not think they should have done that. As stupid as it sounds, cartoons are a form of art. They could have done any number of things with Apu's character, you know? The Simpsons are known for having really brilliant and funny writers. They could have had an episode where Apu hits his head and he wakes up with a different accent. I don't know, whatever, you know? But seeing how these total strangers are getting upset with me as if I personally removed your beloved Apu from The Simpsons, I'm glad they got rid of him. I'm glad your precious little cartoon has been destroyed forever. As a matter of fact, I hope everything you love gets destroyed. Maybe I should tone it down a notch, huh? This next comment is in reference to the video where I made a tier list and I said that Dal Makhani was the second tier because it's good, not great. What did you say about Dal Makhani? Read my lips. M-I-D. Mid. As someone who is not Desi but has been closely acquainted with several South Asian people throughout most of my life, as well as being seriously committed to an Indian partner, bro, get over it. Why do I get the feeling that your Desi friends secretly hate you? Oh great, here comes that guy with his Shadow the Hedgehog profile picture. I don't understand why having a character with an accent is offensive. People in real life have accents. I've had Indian, Pakistani, and Nepali co-workers that spoke with accents and were uglier than anyone you'll see on TV. and they were working minimum wage factory jobs same as me. Have you considered that being ugly is a prerequisite to working your minimum wage factory job? Maybe that's why they hired you! Thoughts on Dinesh from the show Silicon Valley. By the way, I love the video. Thank you so much. Skip down to the last comment. She calls him Muscle Daddy and puts a picture of him on screen, and he's from Pakistan, not India. This woman has no idea what she's trying to be mad about. As an Indian person living in the Western world, I would consider a win for one of us is a win for all of us. And if you ever come after one of my Desi brothers and sisters, regardless of what country they're from, it is on like Donkey Kong, brother. The picture you're referencing, the Muscle Daddy picture that I show in the beginning, is Kumail Nanjiani getting buff for his role in The Eternals, which is a movie where he plays a Bollywood superstar. Bollywood as in India. Okay, I think I'll take a shot before I talk about this next one. Yeah. I don't think this word has been uttered since the 1940s. This is a racial slur, and based on this person's profile, I am going to assume that this person is Indian. And I'm not even surprised that they're Indian. The self-hatred and internalized racism within Indians is so real. And it's not something I can talk about in one sitting, while I'm this drunk anyways. To the person who wrote this, if you really are Indian, look in the mirror tonight and say, I love you. And keep repeating it until you actually believe it. This next one is not a hate comment. It's far from it, as a matter of fact. This person just disagrees with me, but they are very kind and very polite. And it leads into something else that I do want to say. I might regret opening this can of worms, but I think you might be looking at this situation wrong. Pray tell, Stephen. As an American-born Irish descendant... I just need to take a second. Did I say something to offend the Irish? Why are all these Irishmen coming up to me and telling me that I am wrong? If I did offend you, I'm sorry. As an American-born Irish descendant, I do not get insulted when a character in a show or movie has a drinking problem or has a bad Irish accent for comedic effect. I recognize that it is an artistic expression, and I realize that stereotypes are simply overgeneralizations that do not necessarily represent the actual individuals of a culture. Though some may take it too far, comedy is supposed to be jarring and borderline offensive. It is supposed to feel mildly uncomfortable to elicit us to laugh at ourselves. You demonstrate this perfectly when you put the red dot on your head and turn back to the camera. I think people need to drop the sensitivity and laugh a little at ourselves. It's okay to acknowledge and laugh at the stereotypes as long as we recognize that there is more to the people beyond the stereotypes. Very well put, and I really do appreciate this comment. That's all fair and well, but unfortunately, Stephen, people are not as smart as you give them credit for. If you scroll through the same comments section, they're telling me not to get offended because these stereotypes are accurate and this is exactly how Indian people are in real life. I think this bears repeating. People are telling me what Indian people are actually like. I have got better things to do than argue with every single person that disagrees with me. People that went into this video already having made up their minds. People who are not willing to listen. People who are not willing to ever change their opinions. But I'm gonna make an exception for this person. Not only did they transcribe the Epic of Gilgamesh for me, but they took the time to proofread it. You went through all this effort for me? I mean, you shouldn't have. No, really, like, you really shouldn't have. I don't know why I saved this comment to the end. I'm not in the state to read this right now, but I'm gonna try my best to read this in one sitting. Girl, you're upset about an Indian character being played by an Indian actor having an Indian accent. I mean, whether or not the character was written to have an accent and whether the actor himself really talks that way is null and void. The character is Indian, so having an accent seems fitting. Did he need an accent? No. Okay, thank you for agreeing with me. But it's no issue that he had one. At least they got an Indian actor to play him than getting, let's say, a white person and having him do an Indian accent. Then I can see you getting a bit offended, but you just seem to be nitpicking. The fact that Boy even did that, never knowing him prior to his TV works, was genius because he was convincing. It shocked me when I saw interviews and come to find out that wasn't his accent. That's talent and should be glorified, and I don't mind doing it. I don't mind him doing that more. Not just speaking his regular accent because that's just how he talks in real life. He's playing a character after all, so he should be able to branch out and portray different elements from himself. And don't get me started on the clothes because it's simply to reflect the character's heritage. Do you feel it makes him too Indian? Why is it okay for you to wear your Indian clothes here? You don't need them, given your rather American accent, might I say. But it's obviously done for you to reflect your heritage, so why can't a character have this done? The irony. One minute. Okay, where were we? Apparently, if you're an Indian character and don't have an accent like you, or wear Indian clothes despite you wearing them, that's a plus. I guess the actor has to also be traditionally wearing the clothes and having an accent. So if they're more so Americanized by nurture, they can't possibly be tasked to perform in a way to reflect more of their heritage. So if the actors for Rav and Raj were more Indian-based, accent and clothes, you wouldn't have an issue with how their actors were portrayed. Ugh, the mess. And you shouldn't even be so bothered. Be happy people of your race people of your race are even on TV, and utilize pretty likable because it could be worse. Okay, so you agree that it is bad. It's bad and it could be worse. And the Apu thing is stupid. He's an animated character played by a white person who does a very good job and should have never been the target of offensiveness. Apu was designed to be just an Indian dude, not someone to make fun of them. He's Indian, so he should have an accent and dark skin, if that's also an issue. And even if you feel like he doesn't need those things to be Indian, doesn't mean he shouldn't, because Indian people do reflect what Apu look like and have. And him being voiced by a white person is a slide because it's all about voice acting, and anyone with a brain watching any animated show in general isn't sitting around teetering if his race is played by someone of the same race. Who cares? It's all about voice performance and making the character sound appealing, which Harry Shearer, I'm pretty sure it's Hank Azaria, but okay, you do you, sister, which Harry Shearer managed to do, so who cares if he's not actually Indian? Well, Hank Azaria, the actual voice actor, actually released an apology to Indian people saying he's sorry if this ever offended them, but you know, whatever, you do you. We have women voicing men, vice versa, and races voicing other races, for crying out loud, and no one has batted an eye, but when a white person is voicing an Indian person, now everyone and their mother wants to talk crap. Have several seats. You people take this, again with the you people, what the hell? You people take this way too far and just want something to complain about. I don't mean to flatter you, but it's people like you who are the reason I made that video. If you genuinely think that Apu is an accurate representation of Indian people, that tells me that you have never met an Indian person in your entire life. If you are calling into question my Indianness, which, by the way, you have absolutely no right to be doing, that tells me that your idea of an Indian person is based entirely off of what you see on TV. You have completely missed the point of my video. I wonder if an Indian person took the promotion that you were gunning for at work, or if your spouse cheated on you with an Indian person, or if you went to an Indian restaurant and got explosive diarrhea. I mean, what else would have possessed you to comment such an insane thing? I've said everything I want to say, but absolutely nothing is going to top the actual response to this comment. This person only got one response, and it was 8 clown emojis. Anyways, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers. I still am having trouble wrapping my mind around it. Follow me on Instagram if you want to follow all my daily deranged thoughts, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now. I think I'm gonna go, drink some water real quick. BRB.